What's up, guys? Welcome to my channel. I'm the Disabled Doer. Today I wanted to share with you just a few tips, just 4 tips for making travel a little easier if you're disabled or suffer from chronic pain. So let's get to it. My first tip for you today is wheelchair service. Call your airline ahead of time and request wheelchair service for the duration of your flight. This wheelchair service, you guys, is amazing. They will pick you up in a wheelchair or one of those little cars that you sometimes see driving through the airport. They will pick you up after you check in, you've checked your bags. They will take you to the restroom if you need to use the restroom, or directly to your gate. Then they will wheel you down the jetway. You can always do your pre-boarding. I highly recommend people with disabilities are allowed to pre-board. You should absolutely take advantage of that. Then whenever you get to where you're going, they will pick you up, take you to your connecting flight, or they will take you to baggage claim if you're at your final destination, help you get your bags off of the conveyor, and take you out to your car, your shuttle, or wherever it is that you're going. And even if you get a nice one, they will load your luggage for you. Don't forget to tip these guys. If they're good, my experience, they do an amazing job. They're always really sweet. So tip your wheelchair attendants. You do need to call ahead for this service though. So just call the airline, give them your ticket reservation number, and they will book the wheelchair service for you for the duration of your flights. My number 2 recommendation is something called special services for if you have a long layover. And by long, I mean like more than an hour and a half or 2 hours. This special services is, it's an office, but they've made it really comfy in most airports. And even whenever I arrived, they gave me a pillow and a blanket. And that it was nice I was traveling alone with my baby. And so, A, wheelchair service was amazing because I didn't have to carry her and cause even more pain on my back and my legs. But B, I was able to just kind of relax. I could lay down. They have these couches or these chairs that were together with no arms. And so I was able to just lay down, put my feet up, and it felt so good after flying for like half a day for several hours. It felt so good to just relax. They walk around and offer you snacks and water. If you need to use the restroom, they will wheelchair you to the restroom and back. If you need to grab some dinner, which I did, they will wheel you to a restaurant to grab some food and back. If you need to just run an errand real quick, like go grab some gum and you want to walk, they'll let you leave your luggage there. And then they keep an eye on the clock for you, and they also keep an eye on any gate changes. I had gate changes that I didn't know about. I don't even know if I would have noticed the gate change. And so they were keeping an eye out for me. There was a gate change. They noted it 10 minutes before boarding time. They called my name. They loaded my bags up onto the wheelchair, loaded me and baby up, and took us to the right gate where we needed to be, where we were able to pre-board again. And it made things so much easier. The third thing that I recommend for traveling with a disability is keep the carry-on light. Any heavy stuff, throw that in your suitcase and check it. There is nothing worse than flying with a disability. Flying is already hard enough, but you add to it chronic pain or a disability, and it's that much harder. So traveling, making your load a little lighter is key. That being said, you do want to make sure that you pack all of your medications. Even if you don't think you're going to need your medication for the next day, or maybe you take your medication every 2 days, I would still pack it in your carry-on, because you never know what could happen with your flight. Your flight could get canceled. It could get rescheduled. They could overbook and you're booted off until the next day. You just never know what could happen. And so it's always good to have your medication on hand with you. That being said, don't be afraid to bring your medication with you when you're flying. If you're traveling with syringes, no problem. You are allowed to travel with syringes, even if they're pre-filled. That doesn't count towards that 3-ounce rule that TSA has. If it's medicine and you need it, you're going to be allowed to bring it on the flight. If you need medicine that's chilled, take note that the airline will not provide refrigeration services for you. So you need to plan accordingly if you have medication that needs to be chilled. I used to take Copaxone, and that did need to be chilled. And so what I did was I just put it in a Ziploc bag, like a giant Ziploc bag. I threw a bunch of syringes in there, however many I needed, along with the ice pack that my medication came with. You absolutely can bring ice packs in your carry-on. You can go through security, no problem, if you need it for your medication. Also, I would say pack extra pain medicine. Traveling, I don't know if you're like me, traveling does a number on me and my body. And so having some extra pain medicine, for me, ibuprofen works really, really well. Also in your carry-on, be sure to include any assisting devices that you might need, whether those are your hearing aids, glasses, your any readers, your cane. I have a fold up cane. Tip number 4, whenever you're flying with a disability or chronic pain, if you are ambulatory and able, do get up during your flight. Every hour to couple of hours, get up, stretch, walk to the bathroom. So those are my 4 tips for traveling with a disability or chronic pain. Call ahead and get your wheelchair service. Check out the special services lounge and use that if you have a long layover. Pack your carry-on light, but don't forget your medication or any assisted devices that you might need. And 4, if you're ambulatory, don't forget to get up and stretch a little bit once or twice during your flight or once every couple of hours. I'd love to hear any tips that you might have for traveling with a disability and managing your pain and symptoms while traveling. So please do feel free to share those in the comments below. If you like this video, go ahead and give me a thumbs up, and we'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.